Janemba, the main villain from Dragon Ball Z Fukatsu no Fusion, otherwise known as Revival of Fusion or Fusion Reborn. He is a demon. He is the living embodiment of negativity, of evil. But how strong is he? On this video, we're going to try and answer that. And joining me, a man who's been frequent on our videos when it comes to figuring out how strong somebody is. Please welcome Josh from Dragon Ball Nation.
Hey guys, what's up? Glad to be here talking about how strong is Janemba.
Janemba, which in my opinion is the coolest movie villain. There's a lot of great movie villains, but I think Janemba's the coolest one, both in concept and design and in origin. But how strong is this guy? So let's first talk about like what Janemba is. You know, he is the embodiment of negativity. He's created from essentially the spirit cleanser machine that takes all, or the soul cleanser, whatever you want to call it, takes all the negativity out of you and manifested itself as the yellow fat Janemba. Now, when it comes to scaling the yellow fat Janemba, obviously the final form Janemba is more powerful, but is it safe to say that the yellow form Janemba is probably somewhere below Fat Boo, I would say, when comparing it to, quote, canon manga characters?
I think that's fair because Goku, I believe on multiple occasions, said he could have beaten the Fat Boo. Here with Janemba, it wasn't too difficult for him. So he's definitely around Fat Boo, maybe somewhere around like a more docile Fat Boo, I would say. You know, kind of like his initial introduction, something around there, I would say.
Yeah. Now, obviously, in case you haven't figured this out, folks, Janemba is essentially like a copy of Fat Boo. Like the whole purpose of these movies, whenever you see a villain, you've got Cooler, who's a clone of Frieza. You've got Lord Slug, who's a clone of, Demon King Piccolo. Obviously, Janemba's final form is supposed to represent like his version of Super Boo. And you did a video about Super Boo and Janemba, which one's more powerful.
Very old. Very
Old.
old. But I do think the information's still pretty relevant.
Yes. Now, the thing about Janemba that makes him different from Boo is that even though Boo is extremely powerful, Janemba has these incredible abilities that Boo does not have. Case in point, Janemba is the first villain we saw who can actually manipulate space and time and can actually change realms. Now, we are unsure as to whether or not his powers can affect the regular world or just the other world. In the movie, we only see him affecting hell and, the other world. We don't see him affecting the regular world with the exception of people coming back to life, which of course is it's because he affected hell. He changed everything. So I don't think Super Boo or any of the Boos could do something like that.
I don't think so, but at the same time, I mean, it depends if you're comparing him to Boo to other characters, because if we're going off pure strength, Boo does not have that sort of ability. Boo's more of manipulating his own body, regenerating.
Yeah.
I mean, breaking out of the room of spirit and time. I don't know if Janemba really could do that. Maybe he has something up his sleeve. Obviously, not in terms of screaming his way out.
Yeah, I feel
Maybe
like
he could open up a
Janemba's...
rift, but we don't know. But it's possible he could do something like that as well.
Yeah, the only thing we can base it on is that Janemba's powers are probably limited by only being in the other world. So I would presume that Janemba in our world, in the world of the living, so to speak, or in a different realm, couldn't do all that fancy shit that he did in hell. That's my guess on that. But that's headcanon. I don't want to say that's...
Yeah, we have no idea.
Exactly.
This wasn't explored upon in the movie.
That's right. What we do know is that Janemba defeated SS3 Goku and Vegeta and Paikuhan all by himself, and that puts him at a pretty strong... I would say he's pretty powerful. I mean, when comparing him to Super Boo, I would think that Super Boo would edge him out, and there's a lot of evidence that you have that I'm going to let you get into here in a minute that points to that. But still, one thing that has always bugged me about Janemba is that I love the Janemba character, and I know that the movie has a limited runtime, and you have to always take into effect when you're talking about comparing movie characters to, anime characters, the movies have a limited runtime. So guys like Broly have less time to kick ass, so every time they kick ass, it has to be more effective. Same thing with Cooler, same thing with Janemba, same thing with Hirudegarn. So Janemba, within the confines of the movie, was able to kick a lot of ass in a short amount of time. But again, if it was, let's say Janemba was in the manga or in the anime, it would probably be more drawn out, much longer. And I think that people will sit there and they'll say, well, Gogeta, he's so strong because he wiped out Janemba so fast, not understanding that he had to wipe him out fast because it's a movie. You know what I mean? It's tough to compare that.
Well, and people use that argument, and we're not going to get into the whole Vegito versus Gogeta thing, but
It's
they're like,
stupid.
well, because Gogeta wiped out Janemba so fast, that makes him stronger than
Which
Vegito.
is the
But I
stupidest
think
fucking
we
thing I've
can.
ever heard.
I think
Because, let me just say this. It's the stupidest thing I ever heard because Vegito wasn't trying to kill Boo. He was trying to get absorbed by him. Watch the fucking series again if you're thinking this. He could have wiped out Boo any single time he wanted.
Well,
There's
not
even
only
a part
that.
where he blows up his antenna and goes, just like that, you're gone.
Yeah, well, not only that, I think we can all agree that Buhan is leagues ahead of Janemba. Like, that's pretty clear. I mean, there's definitely things in the anime, like Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Buu tanks, that really confuse things. Let's not even get into the whole thing about the anime making it seem like Kid Buu is the strongest form of Buu, which he's not. But there's millions of videos on that.
I did one with Herms, but
Well, you should link it so people that don't believe you go to it.
yes, go watch that video down below.
But they still won't believe you. But
Of course not.
aside from, I think that we can both agree that base Super Buu is the closest comparison, comparative point to really compare Janemba to. I would say, I definitely think based on how he fought Goku, Janemba is definitely stronger than Kid Buu. But you have to look. I have a lot of people. I don't know what movie they watched, but I've had people tell me like, "Oh, well, every time Goku hit Janemba, Janemba just smiled," and that's not. I mean, he smiled like I think once or
Like
twice.
once, yeah.
Yeah, but Goku got some pretty damn good hits in on him. He actually, was somewhat comparable to him until Janemba used that dimensional manipulation. And then after that, Goku just did not know how to fight this being. And let's not even get started on when he whipped out the sword.
I feel like Janemba's strengths are more in his abilities than his actual power.
It's really tricky though because I know I'm probably saying this a little bit early, but it is worth mentioning when Gogeta does come out, Janemba appears to power up and release ki.
Yes.
We have absolutely no idea to what degree. There's gonna be people going in here and throwing out the fusion formulas and all that stuff. I don't think any of that stuff matters right here.
No, because there's no way to measure it.
Yeah, just because of how easily he beat him, you can't really measure any percentage here. Disregarding the whole Janemba powering up at this moment, just because that makes things a little more complicated. I'll touch upon that more at the end. I think what's really important here is that in the official manga, without any filler that destroys all power scaling, of course, the filler ruined a lot of it in the Buu saga. In the manga, when Goku and Vegeta are inside Super Buu after being, absorbed, I suppose you could say, as Vegito, and then they defuse, normal Super Buu comes out. And it is normal Super Buu. Goku mentions it, like, even though he's back to normal, we still don't really have a chance against him. And basically what Goku was going to do is threaten to blow a hole out of Buu because he knew he couldn't beat Buu. If he could have beaten Buu, why the heck would he have not have done it right there, right? It makes no sense. Why would he waste his time with fusion? I think the fact that Goku did land a significant amount of good hits on Janemba would put that Janemba below Super Buu, in my opinion, because Goku didn't even want to attempt anything with Buu. He knew there was no chance.
Yeah, in your defense, okay, because you're going to get comments about this. I know we are.
I'm all over the place, too.
Yeah. You're comparing the original Toriyama manga to a Takao Koyama written Dragon Ball film. And, of course, again, there are time constraints in the movie. It's only an hour long. The manga and the anime have more time to flesh things out, so it's hard to make these comparisons. But based on what you're saying and the way Goku treated Buu and Janemba, yes, Janemba would be stronger. Now, then, of course, that brings us to Janemba's power-up at the end of the film. Now, again, Janemba's abilities in the other world, I do believe that in the other world, there is a chance that Janemba would have beaten Super Buu because of his abilities. The fact that he can manipulate whatever the hell he wants, he could probably have a chance against Super Buu, right?
Buu is so durable. Super Buu is so much stronger that Goku doesn't even want to fight him. You really need to put that in perspective here.
Yeah, and also I did want to also add that I don't think Gogeta was going at max strength either.
Absolutely
because
not.
Yeah, because Goku and Vegeta fused together is significantly more powerful than Goten and Trunks.
People undermine fusion, though. They really do.
Well, they undermine fusion and also the power of the parents, because Gotank's SS3 was very fucking powerful. But Gogeta, without question, based on the fact that Gotenks could do it, Gogeta could have gone SS3 if he really wanted to, and he didn't even need to against Janemba. So, yeah, same thing with Vegito. Because of the fact that Gotenks did it. If Gotenks can do it, and you have somebody fused who can do it naturally, individually, there's no way that Gogeta and Vegito couldn't have done it. It just wasn't necessary to put out that kind of power.
Right.
So again, that kind of makes Janemba look even weaker.
If they were to fight, I really don't think Janemba's going to be able to completely disintegrate Super Buu in any chance. He's just so durable. You need to be close or a good deal stronger, because Gotenks was definitely implying that he was going to disintegrate, Super Buu, obviously. Gotenks was a good deal stronger, but still, Buu is so durable. But, aside from that, I just feel like Janemba without the power-up, I think it's very clear and obvious to me that no question that he's weaker than Super Buu. He's somewhere in the middle of Super Buu and Kid Buu. Where that is, I have no idea. After the power-up, that's up in the air. I have no idea.
Yes, and Gogeta is really, really strong. That fusion is very powerful. So, yeah, he had no chance. I mean, look, I'm fairly certain that Gogeta could have beaten Kid Buu, Super Buu, and maybe even Buhan.
I think Buhan, based on, even though Potara is stronger.
Potara helped, but I still think Gogeta, if he intended to win, I think would have won.
I think so.
Yeah, if he intended
to win. Especially with Big Bang Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Wipe him out with that.
Or what's the Stardust Breaker? Or is that what it's called? It's called Stardust Breaker in some of the games, and other games called the Soul Punisher.
Yeah,
I don't think it even
people
has
know
an
what we're talking about.
name.
That would wipe out Buu in an instant. But that move is crazy. But
yeah, he had to get the job done.
Right. But I mean, I think I pretty much said everything I can. I know there's gonna be comments here. Hopefully, when people do comment about this, they explain themselves why they think I'm wrong, or explain your reasoning. That's all I ask for. You can't just say you're wrong, because then you have no point.
Yeah, definitely leave your comments down below, and check out Dragon Ball Nation. I'll put the link to his channel in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to y'all later.